Barca breaking news. Welcome back, Barca fans. In today's massive update, we dive into a blockbuster development in Barcelona's striker hunt. Inter Milan superstar Lautaro Martinez has reportedly offered himself to Barcelona, and with Robert Lewandowski expected to leave on a free next summer, this could be a game-changing move for Hansi Flick's attack. We'll also break down Barcelona's defensive setback after Goncalo Inacio signs a long-term renewal, shutting the door on a potential discounted transfer. Plus, a huge behind-the-scenes story from Jordi Cruyff reveals how Barca chose Rafinha over Antony, a decision that changed the club's future. And stick around because we finish with Eric Garcia's reaction to Real Madrid's struggles and what it means for the La Liga title fight. This is your full, fast and accurate Barca transfer news roundup. Let's get straight into it. Barcelona transfer news. Robert Lewandowski replacement, who could be available for £70 million, offers himself to La Liga champions. Inter Milan centre-forward Lautaro Martinez has reportedly offered himself to Barcelona, as the Catalan outfit prepare to bring in a replacement from Robert Lewandowski. Barcelona are not believed to be planning to hand a new deal to Lewandowski, with the experienced striker therefore set to leave on a free transfer next summer. Bayern Munich's Harry Kane and Atletico Madrid's Julian Alvarez are among the forwards being linked with moves to Camp Nou ahead of the 2026-27 campaign. However, according to reports in Spain, Martinez has emerged as an interesting option, with the Argentina international offering himself to the Catalan Giants. The 28-year-old has again been in strong form for Inter during the 2025-26 campaign, scoring 11 goals in 19 appearances in all competitions, including 4 goals in 5 Champions League matches. Inter striker Martinez offers himself to Barcelona. In total, Martinez has represented Inter on 354 occasions, scoring 164 times and registering 52 assists in the process, while he has 36 goals in 75 matches for Argentina. The striker is said to want a change of scenery at this stage of his career, but a move will be complicated by the fact that his contract at San Siro is due to run until June 2029. Martinez would bring a wealth of experience to Barcelona, while he is proven at the highest level, scoring 25 goals in 63 Champions League matches, while the South American has scored 122 goals in 251 appearances for Inter in the top flight of Italian football. Barcelona transfer news. How much would Martinez cost? Inter would allegedly be prepared to listen to offers in the region of €80 million, £70 million, for Martinez next summer, but it remains to be seen whether Barcelona would be prepared to go to that amount. The Catalan outfit are facing a dilemma next summer: sign a ready-made replacement for Lewandowski, with Martinez certainly fitting the bill, or bring in a younger player who could rotate with Ferran Torres. Barcelona also have a decision to make when it comes to the future of Marcus Rashford, with the club having the option to sign the on-loan Manchester United attacker on a permanent basis. Rashford has impressed for Hansi Flick's side, scoring 6 goals and registering 11 assists in 21 appearances in all competitions, but there have been suggestions that Barcelona would rather sign a younger player in that area of the field. Portuguese defender shuts door on Barcelona move with long-term renewal with current club. Barcelona have suffered a setback in their search for defensive reinforcements, as one of their tracked centre-backs, Goncalo Inacio, has opted to renew his contract with Sporting Lisbon until 2030. The Portuguese defender had been on Barcelona's radar for several months, with the club's scouting department monitoring his development closely in anticipation of next year's summer transfer window. Inacio has long been admired internally due to his profile. A left-footed centre-back with strong distribution and significant experience in European competitions, he fit the mold of what Barca's sporting management had been seeking. However, he was never considered an immediate priority for Hansi Flick, who had other centre-back options ranked above him for next season. Even so, the Catalan club viewed him as a valuable market opportunity, particularly because his previous contract was set to expire in 2027. There is still an opportunity. Unfortunately, that opportunity has now faded. By signing a renewal until 2030, Inacio has effectively closed the door on a favorable deal for Barcelona. Although his release clause remains unchanged at €60 million, the duration of his new contract strengthens Sporting Lisbon's negotiating position. For Barca, the fee is considered too high for a player who was not the top defensive target on their list. Barcelona scouts had tracked him repeatedly, and Deco had received positive reports about his progress and adaptability. At 24 years old, Inacio represented a profile with both present value and future upside. Yet the contractual extension significantly alters the landscape, reducing the chances of Barcelona making any concrete approach in the near term. Even so, the door has not been fully shut. Inacio's camp has deliberately kept the €60 million clause in place, meaning a transfer remains technically possible. Sporting Lisbon maintains excellent relations with Barcelona, which means discussions could reopen if circumstances change, but for now, the defender is off the table. Jordi Cruyff says Barcelona pondered signing Man United flop before Rafinha deal. Former Barcelona sporting director Jordi Cruyff has revealed that Barcelona seriously weighed up signing Antony from Ajax before eventually choosing Rafinha in 2022. Antony had just come off an impressive 2021-22 season with Ajax, registering 22 goal contributions and attracting interest from several top European clubs, including Barca. With Lionel Messi gone, the Catalans were searching for a new winger, and the decision reportedly came down to Antony or Rafinha. Speaking on the overlap, Cruyff explained that Barcelona ultimately went with Rafinha because they felt he was a safer financial investment. The club believed that if Rafinha struggled, they would still be able to sell him back to the Premier League and recover most of their money. With Antony coming directly from the Dutch league, Barca feared the risk was higher and that they might not recoup the transfer fee if things didn't work out. In the end, Rafinha moved to Camp Nou, while Antony completed his big money transfer to Manchester United later that summer. Cruyff said, "It was a very difficult time. We wanted a winger and we had to choose between Rafinha and Antony. And you have a fair play issue. Of course, Antony in the end went for much more money than anybody expected. But we really had to make choices based on okay, if Rafinha, succeeded in the Premier League and things go wrong, we will always get our money back, so we will always be able to send him back to the Premier League." We looked at both basically. Antony now is at Real Betis. He is doing a really good job and a special player, but back then we were thinking if we sign a player from Holland and things go wrong, you will never get your money back. Keep watching. Antony could have been Messi's successor at Barcelona. Antony signed for the Red Devils from Ajax for a staggering £86 million. He scored in his first 3 league appearances and then went off the boil. The 25-year-old managed just 12 goals and 5 assists from 95 games for United before switching to La Liga. The right-sided winger found his feet on loan at Real Betis during the back end of last season. He made 14 goal contributions from 26 appearances. He rejoined the Andalusian club permanently for just £25 million last summer and has fared well with 8 goals and 4 assists from 16 outings. Rafinha, on the other hand, has proved a superb acquisition for Barcelona. He has bagged 58 goals and 54 assists from 156 appearances since his £55 million move from Leeds. He finished 5th in the Ballon d'Or race last term after a sensational 2024-25 campaign for the Blaugrana. Based on Antony's success with Betis in Spain, he could have easily been Messi's successor had Barcelona placed more faith in his ability. He has 26 goal involvements in just 42 matches for Betis, and could have been dubbed as the new Messi if things had worked out differently. Antony will only turn 26 in February and still has time on his hands to secure a bigger move elsewhere. Barcelona could return for him if Rafinha were to move in the near future. The latter has been linked with Saudi clubs this year. United could benefit from a big money sale, as they will receive 50% of any profit Betis make on Antony's future transfer. Barcelona defender speaks on Real Madrid's recent struggles. "I'm never going to be happy." Barcelona defender Eric Garcia has offered his perspective on Real Madrid's recent Champions League defeat to Manchester City, making his remarks during the presentation of his contract renewal. When asked about City's victory, Garcia referenced his past connection with the English club. Before sharing his thoughts, he reminded listeners of the emotional link he still holds with his former teammates. "You're always happy when your former teams win. They're a great team and I'm happy for their victories. Not just yesterday's but in general," he said as quoted by Sport. On Real Madrid's poor run of form. Those comments, although neutral in tone, come at a moment when Real Madrid have faced a demanding stretch of the campaign. Since their victory over Barcelona in the first Clásico of the 2025-26 season, the Spanish Giants have entered a challenging run shaped largely by injuries and fixture congestion rather than a lack of competitiveness. Across their last 8 games they have managed 2 wins, suffered 3 defeats and recorded 3 draws, a sequence that reflects both fatigue and the constant reshuffling required from the coaching staff. Garcia also addressed Madrid's form, but did so while acknowledging how unpredictable a football season can be and emphasizing that difficult patches do not define elite teams. He highlighted the turbulent nature of long campaigns. "After El Clásico and Chelsea, it looked like we were throwing away the season, but that doesn't mean anything. In football, there are good times and bad times. We had a difficult start with a lot of injuries. I'm never going to be happy when things go badly for a rival. Despite the noise surrounding the results, Real Madrid remain fully capable of regaining momentum. Their squad depth and long-term consistency place them in a stronger position than the raw numbers suggest. And that wraps up today's huge Barcelona update. From Lautaro Martinez pushing for a move to Camp Nou, to Inacio's renewal closing a defensive door, and Jordi Cruyff revealing the truth behind the Rafinha versus Antony decision, it's clear that Barca's 2026 squad planning is already heating up. With Lewandowski's exit expected, Rashford's future undecided, and multiple market opportunities opening and closing, Barcelona are heading into one of the most important transfer windows in years. If you enjoyed this update and want to stay ahead of every breaking Barca story, drop a like. Comment your thoughts. Should Barcelona sign Lautaro? Subscribe for daily Barcelona news. More massive updates are on the way. Stay tuned, Cules.